no concessions on the Go-Go Chronicles. Chronicles because there's going to be a lot of them. Yes. The second one's coming up. It's summertime. It's time for barbecue, cookouts, family, and a lot of family atmosphere was here at the first Go-Go Chronicles we had. My man Ruck's birthday party bash. It was very nice. I was very impressed with everybody. Collective Measure Band was here. Today we have one of the artists from that group. My man Wheels is in the house. And then T-Bob from Junkyard, legendary act out of D.C. are here today.
Yes, sir.
Reverend Prince is over here to my right.
Thank you.
Chef Chris. And always Rucka Ruck running the go-go scene out here in the valley.
That's right.
Thanks, y'all, for coming out. I know it was a bit of a haul out from the district today. Traffic was crazy. I was coming west when I'm usually not. I'm usually going against the traffic, but today was something else. And I tell you what, guys, when I was up here, I just want to tell you about a thing I keep telling people why they have to come to the next show. I was up there in the sound booth, and I was listening to what was going on, and I'm pretty sure it was CMB. You have a female front woman that was active, or was that?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and so there was this drum part that was, it was like jungle drums mixed with Tool. I don't know if you're familiar with that group, and almost like Pharrell was involved. It was like about 8 measures of some of the best percussions I've ever heard in my life. I looked over at Chrissy. She was our event manager at the time, and she was doing some reporting over by the POS. And she's got lost in that groove, and I got lost in that groove. And my sound man, Jacob, was lost in the groove. And then you guys had a guy with you that was here. What's his name, the sound guy?
Footloose.
Footloose. Yeah, Footloose was here. He was awesome.
Yeah,
and I was like, what was that,
Footloose.
dude? And nobody could tell me exactly what song that was. I hope you perform it again. And maybe it was just improvised and it was just a blessing of the moment. But dude,
Tenpenny was put in the pocket for a minute.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was very good musicianship. So tell me a little bit.
Enjoyed it.
The pre-1st of July party. That's what we're calling this.
Upscale Somerset.
Upscale Somerset.
Pre-4th of July. You know, it's right around that time. 4th is on a Tuesday, a odd week. I think the leap year messed it up, but but we're doing it that Saturday, July 1st.
All right.
Junkyard Band and CMB.
What can we expect this time? You got I know you had a videographer here. That video you posted, the hype video is really good and professional, man.
Thank you, man. That's what we trying to keep it professional on a scale to where go-go is seen in a different light. You know, a lot of times it's only live videos and recordings of go-go shows. So yeah. I try to get a professional videographer. That's Mr. Top Flight. He does a lot of videos out here, and we're gonna do that again this year for the July 1st. Respect for another movie.
Respect.
Nice. And then Junkyard's coming for the first time. We got T-Bob here from that group. You want to tell me a little bit about what's going on?
Yeah, man. I mean, from the looks of it, man, it's about to be a whole situation going on. I see, you know what I'm saying, big ups to the club, the Monument. They bought the bank, for real. It's not a game, man. Like, for real, this about to be a whole situation, man. If you ain't got a ticket, you need to get your ticket. You know what I'm saying? Get that, ASAP, man. Because you already know when CMB get with the fam, dog, man, it's a fucking party.
It is a party.
It's going to be a
It
party.
is, most
just
definitely
straight up,
is a
just
party.
like that. I ain't sugarcoating anything. I'm not. Look, man, just July 1st, the Monument. That's how we gonna do it, man. Real talk.
I love the energy. It was very, like I said, it had a family vibe to it. A lot of people were familiar with each other. Very peaceful. Just focus on dance and good drinks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And just living it up. People wore their best dress. And is that what we're going for with this one, right?
Man, we might do a little red and white because it's 4th of July, red, white, and blue type of situation.
Right. Nice.
Wear your red, white, blue because it's that time of season. So that's pretty much the thing. We're doing an upscale Somerset though, so whatever. It's fly for the people.
You're on my feed now, and I see all the different events that y'all are doing. Really active. It's almost every weekend, right?
Yes, sir. CMB, we play pretty much, every weekend for the summer. We got a schedule out right now. Follow us, Collective Measures Band page. Instagram, Facebook, and we playing this Friday in Manassas, Virginia. And Saturday we were going to be at the Juneteenth Cumberland Festival in Cumberland, Maryland for the NAACP.
Okay, you playing on Monday then, right?
Monday as well, yeah. That's Saturday though. But Monday we're playing on a happy hour in Alex. What's that? Falls Church, Virginia.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been pretty active, along with most of the bands. Go-Go is built for this area. It's built for the DMV. That's what pretty much where we get our recognition at. I wanted to get on a bigger scale, but it takes time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure my boy Elijah will be here. He'll be at Eli Marshall. He'll be at that show in Falls Church. I guarantee you.
Okay.
Right on. So what? We have you on the bongos wheels?
Yeah, on percussion.
You call
Congas.
it congas.
Congas.
Go-Go Wheels.
How'd you learn?
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Tell them, Will.
Ooh, we're talking early 80s.
Whoa.
Early 80s. Going to see Chuck Brown and actually hanging around with Chuck Brown. Chuck Brown was actually my first opportunity. I played with Chuck because Chuck put me on the stage. We had shows like Hustlers Balls at different venues and stuff like that. And he put me on the stage and I played the blocks. Well, the cowbells. They didn't have any blocks then. It was just straight the cowbell rap.
Right.
At that particular time. I wasn't on the percussion at that particular time as far as the congas.
You worked your way up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what instruments you play, T-Bob?
I'm the MP, man. I do everything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the MP mean?
That's multi-purpose.
Oh, okay.
So I do like everything.
You just hop in and jam?
No, basically when they I'm the man they call on when they when they need somebody to fill in a full spot. But that's what I started off doing. But now I'm like front line. I'm into the front line. So basically I'm playing both sides of the fence, which ain't right, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I do everything.
That's nice. I saw it all come together with the interaction of the crowd and the callbacks.
Right.
It again reminds me of Southern gospel and the way that the energy moves.
Right.
So, Ruck, when you're part of CMB, what is your role again? Your hype?
I'm the manager of CMB.
Okay.
Basically, CMB came out through and the owner of Andy Gaines. He runs basically brought CMB together back in like 2012.
Okay.
And when I first moved out to Winchester area, I was such a go-go fan. It was like, going back to DC and Maryland all the time was rough down that road coming up over the mountain. So I just started promoting the shows out here. And that one thing led to another, and I just continue on putting on the shows since then. And I met Andy, and he was already running a couple of bands that was before. It wasn't Collective Measures, OG band I think it was, and it became Collective Measures band. And one thing led to another. I used to just promote Collective Measures on a regular basis with other bands that I would bring out to this area from the DC, Maryland area. And it came to tuition one day. Ruck, I like what you're doing. Can you help me out? Can we collab? And and I just became the part manager of the band.
Right.
So that's how that came about.
And you play a lot of shows with Junkyard. How did that connection form?
Oh man, that connection formed from me being a fan of Junkyard for years. I mean, from me when I used to live in DC and Maryland, and I was a fan of Go-Go before I started the promoting game, and. Junkyard, they say JYB for life, T-Ball.
Right.
JYB for life.
For life.
And, I've been a fan of theirs ever since they played down at the Monument, the real Monument.
What are you talking
on
about?
Buckets, the real Monument down D.C.
Oh, the watching the Monument? All right, right.
Yeah.
They started playing on Buckets and things of that nature. I seen them out there one night, and I was a fan ever since for Junkyard Band. So That's how that came about. But T-Bob can give y'all more. And, you know, T-Bob, I want to ask you this.
Right.
At this point right now where Go-Go is at, you know, with this nature of it is and where it's at, Junkyard's been, you know, one of the bands that's been there since Chuck Brown.
Right.
What do you think it would take to get the Go-Go to a level more nationally?
Well, first of all, it's going to take a little bit of that cheddar.
Yeah.
It's going to take some money, man. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing free.
Yeah.
You know, I understand. But me personally, to make it like that, it's just a support system that we need, you know what I'm saying, in order to do that. And I think it should be somebody basically looked at as the backbone to dictate what's going on. You know what I'm saying? To keep everybody on a level where as though they can perform and do what they supposed to do instead of being an entertainer worrying about business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make it easy for these.
I just wish
for
Go-Go
for the artists.
was put into, you know, more of like of a, you know, how they do the rap is more a category, or, you know, it's you got bounce beat, you got crank circuit, you got grown and sexy.
Right.
You know, and it's like, how can we get all those to combine to get it up where it should be on a national level with the hip hop and the R&B?
Well,
You're coming from the district. You're surrounded by a lot of business,
Yeah.
a lot of investor types and people that are angel investors that look at different things. And I definitely know the music industry presence is there. Has anyone? What do you think the best visual interpretation of Go-Go has been? Where it's, you know, it's 4K, it's polished, it captures. So no much, maybe not so much how, you know, I guess the standard studio recording would be, but more of, you know, I guess your guy that came out, he did a pretty good job of it too, but like where the band is like when you shoot a music video, you got to play the same song 20 times, 30 times, you know what I mean? To get the appropriate amount of angles and the appropriate energy. And then with you all, you would definitely have to have a crowd participation, which happens a lot in the heavy metal rock music. You know, you got your extras. Has anybody done anything like that? Is there any precedent set for like a really high quality music video?
well, right now, since it's funny you say something, because we just got finished doing a video like that, going in that direction where you going.
Okay.
It's like we just dropped a single, right, called Love Soul Crank, which we getting ready to go on tour for that in different, you know, cities and stuff like that right now to promote the album. But it's like the difference between that record there that we do, it's like we did a video, but it's like it's not live. It wasn't like it was choreographed. It was just like put together like with different clips from different shows and stuff like that. So we got another one that's a little different from that though. It's just like you looking at videos on TV type video.
Sure.
And it's like official. So we trying to basically change the game a little bit and go in another direction, even though it's been done already. You know what I'm saying? Rough It Off. R.E. would go and get your freak on, work the walls. You know what I'm saying? That was an official video because that was something new to our genre of music when they did it.
When was
because
this?
we wasn't used to that. That was like in the late 90s,
Sure.
late
Like
90s.
You had the Huckabucks, you
Yeah.
know, they did the Budweiser,
Yeah.
they had
Exactly.
DJ Cool at that
Exactly.
point.
That era right there is when it was kind of like going up to where like you were saying, but then that's to piggyback off of your question and talking about what you talking about at the same time. It's like that's when all the chaos really came, when it started being different types of go-go.
Right.
So that now that I look at it, it makes it hard for the mainstream go-go because now you got focus on two other sets that's similar to go-go, but they have their own lane.
Right.
Like
Right.
you said, the grown and sexy, the vibes, the Kim and Scoobies,
flow,
and then
all
and
that.
right, and then you go to mainstream where you got the backyards, the
Right.
junkyards, Northeast Groovers, Red Essence, Chuck Brown, Red Essence. It goes on and on. Northeast Groovers.
Yeah.
What band? It goes. It just goes. And then when you talk about bounce beat, Lord, you on a whole nother decade.
I think the bounce beat
you on another
right,
galaxy.
is more catered to the younger crowd. It's more roller tones and more, more heavy percussion than the Grown and Sexy, which gives you more of a, R&B feel, more of a, cover songs. And Crank Circuit is more just really heavy congos and drums.
Yeah.
So that
Basically, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody else, but the real go-go. The real go-go.
man.
That's what we.
No, this
That's
would-
what we
that would
grew
be
up
Crank.
on.
You know,
Crank
That would be
straight
Crank.
Yeah,
Crank.
that's
come
what we
with
grew up
the
on.
it's all in
Ain't no
one.
disrespect.
Everything he asks in the get together is on one stage already.
Right.
Yeah.
We been doing that.
Okay.
That's why I look at ourselves as innovators. You know what I'm saying? Just like RE, they renegades.
Yeah, but you all
They
like,
do what they do.
New,
Underground with it.
Yeah.
Northeast and Junkyard, if you look, historically speaking, I mean, aside from Chuck Brown and everybody else from that era, y'all were like that at that point in time from 85 till now. If
Right.
you were to say Go-Go in DC, and if we were on Family Feud and they were to ask us, survey says, it'd be like, ding, you're probably gonna see Junkyard.
Right.
Or it's gonna be Junkyard / Northeast because it was so, you guys were so influential. I mean,
See, back then, to talk about that, it was like it's still going on to now. It's just like the NBA, the NFL. We carry it just like that. Boxing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like Northeast Groovers has always been our arch rivals.
But is it a friendly rivalry?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it like-
it ain't that.
It's not like The Rock versus
never
Stone
it's
Cold?
never been personal. It's never been personal. I mean, it's this all entertainment. But at the same time, to up the level a little bit, that's when the battles came. And Junkyard and Northeast was the real battles before the Air Raids and the Trouble Funks and you know what I'm saying? Like they was first, but when we came with it, it got a little bit intense.
Yeah.
What do you mean by battles, dude?
Like battles for real. Like we on the stage like a wrestling match.
Like fighting?
Two
bands on
two
one
stages
stage.
on one stage.
They playing
No,
serious.
it might look. It got so intense. It got to two bands on two stages. We going hit for hit.
It was a lot like Megadeth versus Metallica.
Yeah, best
Yeah, one
man.
of
The
those
best man
situations.
wins.
Well, make
Best
that relative.
man
Let me
wins.
make it relative for
It
you.
even got to the point. It even got to the point with us in Northeast Groovers where it was a belt put up.
A belt? Like
A belt.
Championship belt.
A belt for real.
Ooh, Gorilla. I
And
like
you
the
know,
sound of
Buzz got that.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
I got the picture.
Yeah, but both y'all were signed to Def Jam at one point in time, right? I think
Yeah.
like between 85 and 91, there was I remember there were studio albums. Like I owned the Northeast Groovers when I have it in my house.
Right.
I did not get the Junkyard one. I remember though it was a yellow cover. Yeah, right? I think so, right?
That's the Junkyard.
Yeah, the Junkyard.
Yeah.
The Def Jam released an album for Northeast and for Junkyard within that time era. Off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank on
Well,
it.
the word in Sardines that was Def Jam, so that came like 80.
But let me
That came like 80.
T-Bob, make sure you get in that
Early
mic.
80s.
Let me speak
Early
on that
80s, my
because
bad.
that's where we at right now. It's what 2023, and I don't see any record labels or anybody coming down here swooping up these go-go bands no more. And we are trying to get that back. We need that in go-go some kind of way.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
It's not happening no more.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be.
We
real.
trying to get it on the mainstream.
It's happening.
Absolutely.
It's happening. You just don't see it. I'm gonna tell you because right now, as we speak, Junkyard has been working with CeeLo Green.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? Like CeeLo,
That's his work with
real,
Snoop.
real cool dude right there, man. Like for real. I noticed like just from me talking to him, I don't even know him, but he know me and I know him. And it's crazy because we only know each other from coming through each other's pathways. You know what I'm saying? He hearing about junk. Like he know a lot of history about DC you wouldn't even believe.
He's
But
Atlanta based, right?
Did y'all play with
He's from
Snoop?
Atlanta. He know a lot about DC, like the Rayful Edmond days and stuff like that. He know a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like we working on projects with him right now. So it's like he's basically doing what you saying is not happening,
right.
but it's gonna take a process.
That's what I know.
It's
That's
a
what
process
I feel
with
it.
it.
I feel
So like he dealt with not just us. He dealt with Belladonna. I think he dealt with our brothers Backyard. He dealt with I think R.E.
He didn't mess with Dungeon Family, right?
Yeah, he was Dungeon.
Yeah, he
Black
done
Alley.
it. He
That's
was
right.
done
Okay,
it.
that's what I
He
thought.
done
With
it.
Black Alley?
Nah, the ones I just called, that's who he did it with. R.E., Belladonna, Junkyard, and Backyard. So right now we just waiting on results. And I think he did something with T.O.B. too. I'm not mistaken. I think he did it with T.O.B., a bounce band. So basically, he's trying to come in and do what's not being done.
That's
You know
good.
what I'm saying? And that's the backbone I'm talking about. Somebody that can really take us mainstream.
Right. That's
Like,
what
you
we
know what I mean? But outside of him, it's on us.
Yeah.
It start right here. I feel as though our base, basically the airwaves. The airwaves have to help us. And right now, it don't seem like they doing that. It seemed like back in the day they was help, like the New Yorkers was into this more than the DC people that's on the disc jockey level.
That disc jockey
Coco
has to do
brother,
with politics.
Coco
though.
brother was from New York.
I am a gigantic Coco Beast fan. Smith and Wesson. I mean, that was
Listen,
huge.
Coco brother, he used to be on WPGC.
Yeah.
Right? He was the jockey then. He was like Rico and Flex.
Sure.
But one thing I can say about him, he wanted to learn the go-go. Because he's not from here. He from New York. And that will really made me look at him like for real, like that's my brother, man. He really came to my house every day. We chopped it up and everything. And he would ask questions and everything, and I give him the spiel because he didn't know. And I don't want nobody to be green to this. You know what I'm saying? So back then, it was a lot of help going on. Because, like, he even went to the point to, you remember the song Big Pimpin'?
Yeah, I love that song.
Jay-Z and Bun B?
And Pip's
He had me remix that song.
That's
He
a Timbaland produced
He put
track.
my
right?
track on they track. So basically, he put my verse on they track.
Okay.
Just to pump Go-Go up a little bit. Because he was like, man.
Was the
y'all-
Go-Go band used in Bombs Over Baghdad with Outkast? Because it sounds like it should have.
I don't.
That drum break is
It
insane.
might have been a sample from a song.
Right.
Cause I'm telling you, they really
Lot
They
of
know a lot
artists,
about us,
They
man.
know they use a lot.
they know a lot about us and you just don't know it.
Sure, there's there's West Coast recognition. You had the Alcoholics from their album. They had, Catastrophe, he said, and now DC Folks, Pump My Shit Instead of Go-Go. And in the past, you all worked a lot, I think more so with like WPGC, WKYS, WH, and I guess now just due to the age thing, WHUR.
Yeah, we on 102.2 right now.
102.2
We
as
in
well.
circulation.
And so are they giving y'all? Are they still supporting? Because they support you guys. I mean, they've been supporting you
Yeah,
since
they support us now, but
We don't get it out here, so I don't know.
like they support us.
You won't get
Don't-
it over here.
Right.
You only get
They
96
really
in the
support
States.
us, but like I said,
I listen through the static though.
I had a little bit more support from an out of towner than I did with the in town.
And is
I'm
that-
just being real.
I guess is that come down? Do you
I'm
think
just being real, bro.
does that come down to a generational thing or an economical thing?
Both.
All right.
Because if you can come to me and say, I don't know about what you do, I want to learn. And then you convince me that you want to learn because you coming to learn it. You coming to my house with blunts and chopping it up with a paper, with questions. What's this, what's that? And then later on, I hear my band all night long. When he on, all night long. Regardless, if he can't, he doing it. He used I'm talking about Coco, brother. If you hear me, bruh, come see me, bruh. Come and see me, man.
Tell him.
This is the herb with Peep Stew and Steph Lover and all them.
You know,
Right.
He came in and did like, he did just like this. Come in, man. I feel y'all. I want to help y'all.
Right.
We was on the radio every day, bro.
Yeah, there used to be a go-go hour. At the, the other was like 10 o'clock or so. Come
This,
on, I
I
remember.
ain't even talking about a go-go hour. He talking about if he come in at noon, we in rotation.
So have you? So what other rappers have y'all performed with? I mean, past, recent. I know a lot because y'all. It goes well because the covers and when they're in town, it's like And we talked about Dipset outside because we got the eagle flying
Well,
over.
let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and
Dipset
start.
Eagle
I got a list, so if y'all ready for it, I got a list. All right.
All right.
First of all, let me say this: that Dipset, I respect that out there, man.
Yeah.
Cause we had a member from Junkyard that branched off, you know what I'm saying, trying to step the game up, which he did. He went to Murder Inc., produced a lot of things over there, which pumped them up until they start running into 50 Cent.
Yeah. You know him as a Curtis.
You know what I mean? But, it's crazy because he
don't
jumped
call him
from
fat.
there and went to Dipset. So now he's with Dipset now. He's the producer for Dipset right now. So Chink Santana, big ups to my man. We used to call him Slippers when he was playing the drums with us. So, he out there doing his thing now. We used to call him Slippers because he was small frame and he used to kick with his slippers on.
Oh, that's what. All right.
You know what I'm saying? So, cool dude, and he kept a cigarette in his mouth, cranking like a motherfucker. But
Yeah, I love
at the
Dre,
same
dog.
time, yeah, man, that's just like that happens in go-go a lot too. When people branch off and do their own thing, step it up, they get with these big artists. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it'd be a lovely thing.
I just had a thought of why I think there may be. I know this is going to be one of them weird business statements, I guess. Spoiler alert. I know, right? Look at how we look at things. For example, a comedian will have a certain guarantee rate and then a door split. It's one individual. Their hospitality rider includes, whatever that includes, but the hotel, the travel, the cost is substantially lower than a 5 or 4 piece band. And then you look at the money involved in the return on investment for an artist that's in a group of 4 or 5. When they write the songs, you get points on that, right?
Right.
So in go-go, is there a core person within or members of the group that are able to establish who wrote the song, how those points are applied as a group or how they're shared, and then what is the return on performance fee for something nationally touring where you've got 14 people on your tour? You know what I'm saying?
Good
Well,
question right there.
But see, in the beginning when I told y'all, I'm a band member. I don't get in the business.
Right.
But I
Who
do know,
handles that?
Look, but I'm gonna tell you this though. To answer your question, if you got 14 people going on the road,
That's expensive.
it's very expensive.
Well,
But it's not more expensive
Sound man.
but it's not more expensive than one man on a mic that's looking for that bag.
I think that all comes down to, again, like what Justin was saying and what you're saying, and what I observe is that you look at like how music is made now, right? Think about like back in the day, you had to go to a studio, you had to have a soundboard, you had to have multiple inputs. Now you can just, you got these SoundCloud, you got SoundCloud dudes just coming out, and they can make something on their iPhone for, close to zero, right? And then these record labels can churn that out and put it into the, into the trough, so to speak, for close to nothing, charge that much money, and then on top, so the cost of it is like, because there's no middleman, because there's no talent really, you end up with, it's much more profitable. I think like to find like from what I would find in go-go music, again, like what Justin was talking about, the energy and the feel when you see it live. Like it's one thing when you hear it on the radio. It's one thing when
Absolutely.
when you hear
Absolutely.
when you hear it in the tape. You know, I remember back in the day, like, you know, my friends would get there would be adventures to go get the go-go tapes, and then
Right.
people would come back. It'd be awesome because you'd know who had the good shit because they had the original one, and then you know everybody else who had like the second and third generation copied tapes, and it sounded like, you know, you had the in the back, you know,
like somebody recorded it off a record.
of a recorder,
Yeah,
right? But that was like, I think that was like one of the coolest things about that, and that's what the coolest thing about go-go is. Like, there's so much vibe, there's so much energy and love into it. Unfortunately, what comes with a lot of energy and love is a lot of, like, you know, a lot of cost. Like, I mean, just think about just what it would take to move, what it takes to move just the equipment, right?
Guess what? Like I said, it's no different than having an artist that's by himself that want a bag.
Well, yeah, but
It's
you know,
no difference.
I know, but
Because
that's
guess what? It is a difference. When you go see him, you might be bored. It's no way you come into no go-go and be bored.
No.
Because it's live.
well,
Because it's live. Just like when Jay-Z brought out Unplugged. You wasn't listening to that shit hard before he brought it out live.
live
When he brought Jaguar White on that motherfucker,
yeah.
what happened? His shit blew the fuck up. And I'm gonna tell you how it blew up. You see how many artists have I met, right? I'm gonna tell you one of the artists that I met. And I think this is how this shit leaked out. Real shit. I was talking to Eric Sermon one night after a fucking show, right?
That's hip hop royalty for you,
EPMD.
chill. Yeah, if you don't know,
EPMD,
yep,
yeah.
Eric and Paris
Sermon
making
Paris.
dollars, man.
Eric
Come on.
and Paris and Twin on
And-
their DJ shit.
and their cousin
Come
Redman.
on, I know these niggas personally.
and they cousin Redman.
Now guess what? Yeah, from New York. And I think he my cousin. I'll go into that later.
Yeah, sooner than later, I hope, man. I
Yeah,
gotta hear this.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna say this, man. Like, really. Let me get a little shot. Yeah, I'm fucked up.
It's hey, listen, man. I told you.
Listen,
Ding,
now,
ding, ding.
Redman and them. I was talking to Eric Sermon. We had a show at, I think it was North Carolina A&T or something. We was on the Fugees. It was a Def Jam tour. Put it like that. It was a
Right.
Def Jam tour. Junkyard was on Def Jam. They called us out to come to this college. They ain't forget about us. Big ups to Def Jam. So Eric Sermon was like, while he's rolling that big ass Barney Rubble blunt he had, it kept going out and shit. He rolled it backward, it kept going. He kept saying, "Hey T, how the hell y'all got that energy like that, bruh?" I said, "You don't see the difference?" He was like, "What's the difference?" Y'all playing off of that.
Yeah.
We can stop, chill, whatever. Your show must go on. If you don't get them hype within the first two grooves, bro, you short, bro.
Yeah.
Well, EPMD can do that.
So listen,
Yeah.
remember, Eric was working with Jay at a certain point of time.
Of course.
And I'm thinking it was this time when I told him, you need a live band. Soon as I told him that, seemed like a month later, Unplugged came out.
Right.
You know what would be
Who was the
absolutely
first hip hop artist to tour with a full band?
You said who the first
Who's the first
artist?
hip hop artist to tour with a full band?
I think Heavy D.
Is it still something that happens today? Does Wale tour with a band?
No. Not from DC, which he should. He
Yeah,
did.
he should.
He started out
needed
like
to.
that. He started
Rubber
out like
Wheels.
that. He had UCB as his band.
Yeah.
But after that, I ain't.
You know, that might be the move, man. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
probably already been done, but you think about Rage Against the Machine. Because me and Chris went to this concert. I love Run the Jewels. I've been a huge fan of Killer Mike for a long time. And we go out to the show, and we pretty much left toward the Rage Against the Machine because it was weird because you had...
we don't rage.
You talking about Wale right now?
no, I'm not talking about Wale. I'm talking about Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, dude, I'm thinking about how a possible solution, I'm not saying that it is, but whenever we watch this thing, Rage Against the Machine is a band, and Tom Morello's a genius, Harvard music grad, I think that it would be amazing if a great rapper who wrote these songs wrote them with a band, and then that could solve
yeah,
some of those
the Roots.
package.
Well, I mean,
The Roots,
Snoop did it. Snoop just did it.
Yeah.
With Rare Essence, they got a video and everything.
Do what?
They got a video and everything. Snoop and Rare Essence.
I think that's the move,
Wheels.
man.
Yeah.
And it really worked that set through. Just really, but if you played a go-go song, do you have particular songs that it's on your set list? And do you play that song pretty much the same every time? Or is there a lot of variations in the song depending on the mood and all
With
that?
Junkyard period, with us, we not programmed. We not programmed. When
It's
I,
the
when
open
I, when
source.
I say that, when I
Yeah.
say programmed, I mean we don't go in there with no set list.
HMT.
We go off the feeling. We go off, if we come in there and we look at you, we'll play off what you feeling like.
Okay.
the crowd.
We go off what you feel like.
That's
It
right.
ain't about us.
That's right.
It's not about us.
If you look at like when y'all played the last time, Wheels, so when you see the crowd and they're starting to like really go for it, that's when your tempo comes up. That's when the energy. And as the Congo player, you're like the quarterback of the team, so you got to come in and like really is like. So do you drive a lot of energy from the crowd?
Well, actually, for
drummer.
me, the drummer is the quarterback. I'm just the wide receiver.
All right, then it's a flea
That's how I
flicker.
look
All right,
at it.
I'm not
That's
gonna
how I
concede
look
to this. It's a flea flicker.
No disrespect. Hell with that. You and the drummer is the engine of the car, bro.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Y'all the engine of the car.
Yep.
That's how I carry with Junkyard. If I can't have Big Youngin or Wink, I don't have nothing going on unless I get back there.
I was about to ask.
I'm still confused about who writes these songs.
Put it like this. That's what I was thinking about because you changed this question up so
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, sorry.
Now let me tell you, it's a group. It's a group thing. It's a group thing when you talk about writing. It's a group thing when you talking about making a song, cause you gotta let them feel. See, now it's on you.
Sure.
See, it's different. When you live, it's about y'all. When it's in the studio, it's about me.
Right.
Rather you like it or not.
That's the
yeah.
difference.
Rather
That's the
you like it or
difference.
not.
And
Yeah.
that's why you
Because
have
I
to
only
stop
go
some-
in the studio a couple of times out the year. I play with y'all all year.
Right.
Don't be selfish.
Yeah, it's a difference.
And that's why sometimes y'all have to stop during the set and readjust the sound and it's like
Sometimes it's just like, see, that's where most bands at. We not stopping to change nothing. You better have that shit right. That's
nice.
why we got that energy, cause everything right. But if it ain't right, you ain't gonna feel that shit.
Yeah.
When you was on Def
I
Jam,
promise you that.
Yep.
with this Def Jam, is you under contract for amount of albums?
See,
Or-
me,
or
I'm
years.
gonna be look. When it come to that Def Jam, I wasn't even in the picture. I was a baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm the baby of the band. So it's like that era when it was switching over, when Heavy One died, like 90, 91. After that, it was like the members then, they was breaking down.
Yeah.
They started seeing other things. They seen other visions. That's when I came in. That was basically the new era of Junkyard, because it
Right.
was already one era from the 80s to when I came.
Is there any members of the band now from the original
Yeah,
lineup?
we got we got 3 original standing members right now, and that's Jason, Bugs, and Wink.
Winko. Winko is the Congo player what Wills
Congo
played
player,
for CMB.
lead rapper, keyboard player.
Okay.
Yeah, Bug's been around since Sardines. I mean, from the beginning. And then the manager,
He's
Mo.
the man that
Mo's
started
the
it.
manager.
He's the man that
Maurice
started
Short
it.
is the manager of Junkyard Band.
Mo?
He put this together for me to get T-Bob out here. You know,
Right,
so
yeah.
he's behind the scenes. I'm gonna get you to meet him, JT, on the first. when he comes out here, Junkyard Band's manager. He's a long time member.
Big
I got a
Papa.
CD from when a tape cassette when Junkyard played in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, I don't remember the date. It was had to been early '80s. Okay, and Bugs told Mo, said, Mo, calm down, Mo. They in the middle of a socket, and Mo coming on there. He said, Mo, calm down, Mo. This is Bugs, the lead talker of Junkyard. He said, calm down, Mo. We got this. Mo was just on the talk too.
Right.
Yeah. So it's Junkyard Band is one of the astounding members of Go-Go.
And put it
Other
like
than
this,
Junkyard.
just because I wasn't in the band at that time, in
Right.
that era, I always was following them.
That's a huge fundamental
'Cause one-
difference,
one-
man.
One of my
before I saw
cousins,
this.
one of my
Yeah,
cousins,
definitely
which
a
is
fan.
one of my cousins, which is Black Pooh, was in a Junkyard since '88. But when they called him back, he was like, "I gotta take this little boy with me," which I was basically his little cousin, but I look at him as my father because he groomed me, he took care of me since I was a child. He was there when my father wasn't.
Right on.
Basically. So it was like when he brought me to this band, it was like I was already there because I was already following him.
Sure.
He just knew that I had a future and I had it with them. And he put the word in for me and it was there.
So what I think I just learned is that a band from Go-Go could be almost like a business. I mean, I'm not saying it's business-like, but like let's just call it whatever it's called. If I wanted to start a Go-Go band, I would call it the Spirit Revival, right? And we got 12 dudes, right? And then in like 10 years, if some of us, get married, whatever, our lives change, this thing continues on. And
With
then,
or without them people.
yeah. So that's where I think that's why there's not probably as many bands. Because like in rock and roll and country, whatever, you'll have a split off and then a new band will start, and another band will start, and then you just have all these different bands. Where with this,
Right.
it's like that band remains and it evolves with generations. Is that what I'm getting? Is that truth? Or
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like true.
I don't know
what
if that's
you're saying.
right.
It is kind of like, because it's a generation thing. It's like an era thing.
so
It
Junkyard
goes
could be
with
here
the
in 10,
era.
15 years, and maybe you have an apprentice or a prodigy that comes through.
See, it's just like
Fulfills
this.
yours.
Let's just put it like this. That's just like, I want to say Finesse 2 times, right?
Yeah.
He got a little son or whatever that's coming up in the game. And he ain't even old enough to even be coming up in the game.
Right.
But he coming up in the game. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You gotta pass it on. You can't be selfish and hold it. Pass it on. Like I got kids. My son 15 right now, but he been kicking a straight pocket since 3.
Yeah.
So my vision since he was 3 years old was to put a baby jump together. So I'm just waiting. It's a process, bro.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's coming.
Nice.
And when I do that, they gonna do the same thing we do or better. Cause I can't have them doing what we doing and following our mistakes. I want them to be solid.
With every generation, it changes.
Right.
The band.
Right.
So
That's cool.
Wheels, speaking of generational changes, considering that you've been playing since the mid 80s, early 80s, right? What would you say has been the most, what would you say in the music, in Go-Go, what has changed the most and what has stayed the most consistent? Because I feel that just personally, and then I'm going to put this on you, but I just feel that you had such, like, it's like in any other genre of music where, like in heavy metal, a guitar riff that used to sound like really hard in the 70s sounds like, just a normal walk in the park, regular rock song. Do you feel that because of the crank element, having its rise during the mid 90s, do you think that that there's been an evolution in the style of drumming and congo playing, and how has that affected your playing?
Well, considering me being in the business for over 40 years, so I was a part of Go-Go at the pinnacle.
Right.
So I've watched it,
I think it's
grow,
still on the rise. I'm going to disagree. with you.
through the years. And again, music is always evolving. So now the beats are more consistent instead of like laid back. The drum playing, as far as the drummer, it's more hi-hat now than it is back then.
It's like,
So how does that affect you?
Piggybacking off him, it's basically they making it easy.
So how does with the
Making it
drum?
easy.
Yeah,
Sounds like less jazz and more 808 replication.
I don't know, man. I think to go back to what we were talking about with Crank, it's the thing that you had to be around here to understand it. It's not. It's okay.
Oh, that's Prince getting a phone call.
Dwayne.
We don't know how to use
Ryan!
Androids.
All right, so this is fantastic. To be able to, so with that being said, so drum playing, so it's more cymbal driven. How does that affect you on the congos? To what you're playing.
Well, I mean the basic beat doesn't change because we play patterns. There's patterns to go-go. I can teach you how to play it, but go-go is a feeling.
Of course, that's just what.
See, that's why. It may look easy to do. It may sound easy in your ear, like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah, cause
Like if you go to a rock drummer, I say kick this beat. Kick this beat. He's like, oh, I can play that. He'll play it. But the difference is the feeling that comes off of it.
Of course, and that's what you. So before you all play, I've been to a couple go-go's. I was actually born in D.C., man. Like I'm a unicorn. I was born in Southeast, and it was so for me. My entire life, I've been around a lot of go-go.
Right.
And so we were talking about earlier, like Titty Balls came up and Pork and Beans, which by the way, Pork and Beans, I believe was covered by the Beastie Boys. And it originally was,
It was originally from Junkyard.
Yeah, and then
they piggybacked off because they liked the track and they did a song similar to it.
And coincidentally, they were on Def Jam
Right.
around the same time,
right.
which means they had access to
They
it
had
without.
absolutely.
Did you get points?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now
That's my
we
question.
kicking it.
Hey, listen.
Now we
Did you
kicking
get points off that though?
But
that
see,
sample.
that I told you I wasn't in the group.
Yeah, he
back
doesn't
then.
handle the
I
business.
wasn't
part
You
of
went-
it.
so you came in 91, right? That's what
came
we
in
talked about
91.
earlier. It's crazy. There's been a lot of stuff that
No,
we were,
I came in 93.
93?
End of 93, 94. It was changed.
Chris, come on back in.
Yeah.
I would
Get
say
back
this.
in, jump back
Hey, we
in,
got
come
to
on.
wrap up here soon. My our producer Curfew's got to roll to a new spot, but
But
you
yeah,
good.
93, 90. It was 93, 94.
I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna offer all kind of assistance in something that I'm very green at and would say would be naive, but it sounds to me, I always look at solving problems, and I'm not saying there's a problem here.
Right.
I think that there's an opportunity to expose your music to a broader audience. It's almost like your music is open source by design.
Right.
But what I mean by open source is that it's not contained and categorized and managed by large conglomerate businesses that much.
It's not.
It also sounds to me
not.
like it potentially,
It's really not.
and I could be wrong, but potentially some of the intellectual property that you've created in your energy and your movement with your songs and patterns and such, which is a sequence of sounds, and sequence of sounds can be copywritten, is that probably on a business level, it's probably been raided and raped and taken.
Definitely.
And I would recommend if there's
A lot of artists that stole go-go music.
Oh yeah.
so with
yeah.
with DC, man, being where it's at
Sinbad show
and
used
having
Go-Go as their intro music.
I would recommend this. Your families, your brothers, your neighbors, or whatever. What could be very helpful, and I don't know that it's happened before, because it is black music. It should remain such. But maybe there's a young businessman or a young up and coming student at Howard or somewhere that studies law that can work with this organization, these businesses that are go-go to protect that intellectual property and integrity and those contracts to make sure that you're getting what you need.
Let me say.
Does that make any sense? Or was
It
that
It makes a lot of sense.
Oh, okay.
It makes a lot of sense, but like I said, from my experience in being in the
P.
in the
Diddy over here
business,
dancing.
right?
Yeah, Puffy, where you
it's
at?
best that the structure of go-go is like this: manager, band, business.
Sure.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you don't lose your head in it, and
Right.
and you can get into the feeling.
So basically, a lot of things that's being done wrong. It's not the band, cause we not trying to be business.
Sure.
We trying to be band so we can do our thing for y'all.
There is a
it's
potential
the
there.
backbone, it's either the backbone that ain't doing something right,
Yeah.
or
I think
it's just
by
the
gaining
people
awareness,
that supporting it like they should.
by gaining awareness and understanding, it could allow you the freedom to continue to do your art without it being jeopardized by too much business. But I think that definitely somebody should help with the creation of generational wealth and protecting the integrity of that
just
music.
like
But
the
that's
rap
where the
industry.
radio station comes.
Radio stations, just like
When
how
they
the
put
rap
you in
industry-
rotation, they are responsible for your music not to get dogged and you to get paid.
Sure.
But when you're not getting in rotation, how is anything going to happen? If anybody
They
hear
give a
you,
segment for go-go.
how you going to even get
1
paid if
hour
ain't
a
nobody
night or a
hear
week. It's like a segment for us.
Each one of them spins is only paying a few cents, right?
Yep.
It
Yeah.
don't matter.
Yeah.
We ain't looking for the cents. We want the airplay
So you can get the
so
live.
we
music.
can get the cents
Okay.
and we can pay back to the community.
Right on.
Now I'm gonna
That's
answer
just
your
the whole
question.
structure right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Will.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I understand what you're talking about. You're talking about royalties,
Yes. and
copyrights,
publication rights.
publication.
Yes.
Yes, I understand what you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to that now, say, because I just did a recording, well, actually 3 recordings with this one group, and we had to get it copywritten because it was original, registered with ASCAP and BMI.
Don't forget.
And that's
CSAC.
between 10 members or how many members?
Pick up RIA.
Unlike rap
It don't
songs and
even
contracts
matter.
where you
It's
got
just
one
what-
artist
Yeah,
and a
it's
manager.
split up a
Yeah.
lot.
You got 10
Right.
people.
So-
But at the end
That's
of the
the way
day,
it's-
it
so
don't matter
at the
how
end-
many it is.
Yeah,
don't
it
matter.
doesn't matter how many it is.
don't
So
matter
at
how
the
many.
end of the day, when that song or album starts to sell and the monies come back in, everybody gets an equal portion of that money.
Right on.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Word.
And that's coming from.
Let's all get some money.
That's coming from the hip.
Yeah,
that's
let's
coming,
eat, let's
that's,
eat.
that's coming from the hip hop Scarface of go-go.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Son,
just gave me
this,
that.
Come
this
on.
Scarface right here, man.
Go-Go Wheels.
Yeah.
Go-go Will
Big up.
Scarface, man.
You
Just
know
like,
what?
just like Chuck Brown was Bumpy Johnson. Stop playing. He was the gangster.
We are not playing around here, T-Bo.
Not playing, bro.
Gosh darn
I'm
right.
really
we're
with
not.
you. I'm real
You
with
know
you, bro.
we out here.
When you find me, when you figure me out, I'm a real dude, bro.
Absolutely.
Chuck
T-Bob,
Brown,
I know
Chuck
you're
Brown
real
was
dude.
Bumpy Johnson, bro.
No cap.
Chuck Brown was
I-
Chuck was Bumpy Johnson, man.
This is a very
Bumpy Johnson gave out turkeys in Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Come on, man, that's the Godfather.
I gotta tell you, this has been an amazing. I'm gonna say sorry. I'm gonna let Justin take us off, but I just want to say, as a dude born in DC, raised in the DMV area, to sit here and tell if I had a time machine, I would go back and find 17-year-old Chris, and I'd say, "Yo, you are gonna sit in the same room as the members of a Junkyard Band and a Collective Members Band, and you're gonna be down with the cool ass dude like Chris, and have BFF JT who looks like the better version of you, and you're hanging out with your nephew." I would say that no, and we didn't get to talk about aliens in Vegas, which we were supposed to, but we'll
Yes.
talk about it outside.
That's gonna be on the next.
We're gonna put it
episode.
outside.
We
The
co-
ne-
I'm-
you know, the
I'm
next
I'm
episode.
coming back, baby.
You know what? Hey, listen, man.
Yeah, we definitely coming
but
back.
and Wheels, thank you,
For part 2.
thank you so much for number
Thank
one
you
being
for
in the
having us.
trenches of go-go as long as you've been doing the things you do, tearing it up the way you tore it up in here the last time. There's actually some great video footage of the back of my head dancing. If you all want to see some funny stuff, just look on his Facebook page. You can catch the back of my fat potato head. It's amazing. Love you all. Thank you so much.
wheels
Man, I'm going to
fall
say
off,
this,
man.
too. I'm going to say this. For July the 1st, that's our man Wink birthday on the 3rd. We going to get it in.
Is
I'm
Wink
telling
going to
you.
be here?
Wink going to
Yeah,
be
Wink's
here.
going to be here.
Repeat,
Right on.
Winko will be in the
Wink
house
will
for
be in the
Winko's
Be in the
building.
building.
Trust me.
We
It's
talked
a
about this
party.
before, how when it's the Congos player's birthday, it's usually when the crank is the highest. Yo, Smoke's birthday, if you don't know this, the most sought-after mixtapes or the go-go tapes of the mid-'90s were when it was either Wink or Smoke's birthday.
And guess what?
Wink versus
And
Pete.
look, since you said that, guess what?
And now when
Both
Wheels
of
is
them-
on, because I'm promoting
Look.
Wheels, when's your birthday?
Guess
My
what?
birthday was past. It was last month. It was
Hey,
May
bruh.
20th.
Next year, I'm getting ready for next year. We promoting it.
Good.
What's
I
it?
got a surprise for
Appreciate
you.
May what?
May the 20th.
May 23rd, bro.
I got
You're a
a
Taurus.
surprise
I'm
for
a
you, bro.
Gemini.
Guess what? This Monday, coming up, the Royal Pocket
Juneteenth.
will be downtown somewhere. I don't know, but I'll let Ruck know. Wink, Smoke, Jungle Boogie, Mickey, and Sauce.
Do you hear that?
Go-Go Mickey as well.
They will be performing.
rice,
They
guys.
will be performing the Royal Pocket.
Oh my God.
And I will be there in attendance.
Hold on. Wait. You know what? Don't tell anybody else. Tell me after this.
Royal Pocket. Mickey, Jungle Boogie, Wink, Smoke, and Sauce.
Ooh, that's 5 of the best. Right now, top 5.
The top 5.
We play Monday night, so it depends on the timing. We got a show in.
No, it's during the day.
It's during the
the
day.
day.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
It will be outside.
So we there.
We did, Wheels.
We there. We there. We there.
Hey, thank y'all so much,
I
y'all.
call 'em. We there. Thank
Make sure
so
you
much for
find
having
us on
man.
July 1st at the Monument. You'll see
Please
Ruck out
come
there,
y'all.
Prince out
Please
there.
come out.
Appreciate it. Be blessed.
Yes.
Go
We out.
Chronicles podcast.
All
It's not just the new venue in town. It's a monument to live entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
The Monument, the new premier concert and event venue in Winchester. 2 stories, state-of-the-art sound, delicious food and drink, and the best in live events. The Monument, on the corner of Loudon and Piccadilly in Winchester, and right at the cutting edge of live entertainment. Go to themonumentva.com. That's themonumentva.com for events, tickets, special offers, and more. The Monument. We'll see you at the next show.